Hi everybody, Adele McLean here with Holden Advisors. Here we are, rule number 4, play better poker with your customers. And so far we've talked a lot about pricing purpose. We've talked about kicking that nasty discounting habit. We've talked about value in terms of what you deliver to the customer's P&L. And then finally, pricing strategies. Now all those things have in common that we're talking about us and what we do and what we deliver. Now we need to turn the table just a bit to what we need to do with our customer, which is still negotiate. Even though we're feeling great about all these other chapters so far, we still have to negotiate the deal. Now you might wonder why I'm sitting outside, and I was thinking to myself earlier, many times we get busy during our week and we get so distracted by all the things that have to be done. When it comes to negotiation, sometimes people just don't spend enough time planning. So I decided to come outside today and think a little bit about what I need to do next week in any upcoming negotiation that I might have. And I would encourage you to do the same. Carve out time, make time, get yourself centered, and think about negotiation. So chapter 4 is super important to us because it's the jumping off point for our other book, Negotiating with Backbone. And we start to describe that there's many different ways that buyers relate to us. There are many different ways that they attribute value to what we do for them. And we start to build a simple structure with 4 buyer types. So I'm quickly going to go through the 4 buyer types and kind of the behaviors or tactics or what we call tells you might see in the negotiation or even prior to the negotiation, and what that should tell you about where you plan. We have 4 buyer types. We have a price buyer, we have a relationship buyer, we have a value buyer, and ultimately we have that darn poker player. So let's talk about the price buyer. The price buyer buys on price. And that means it's a very controlled, spec-driven process. They're very clear about what they want. They don't really need you to develop anything unique for them. It is all about price. And if you try to go beyond that and try to sell on value or even relationship, you'll just be discounted. So people that can win with price buyers are usually low-cost providers, or you have to have a low-cost offering. Number 2, we have a relationship buyer. Relationship buyers do really trust you, and they depend on you to deliver to them. Now, all buyers need some level of relationship, but a relationship buyer buys just on that. And the number one thing you can do to mess up a deal with a relationship buyer is lose their trust or not have something that they need. Now, next, we have a value buyer. Value buyers just think in your mind ROI. It's all about the ROI. They need lots of options. They're going to do doing math repeatedly during the negotiation, may even have a spreadsheet open while you're talking to them. And then finally, we have that poker player. And poker players are either relationship buyers or value buyers masked as a price buyer. And they're trying to get the most value out of you for the least price. And sometimes we've trained people, our buyers, to be poker players. So let's step back and think, what do our buyers really want from us? What type of behaviors are they really exhibiting? And work together to come up with what negotiation strategy we need. If you plan for one buyer type for your negotiation and they're actually another, you will fail. Does a price buyer want the same thing a value buyer wants? Absolutely not. Does a relationship buyer want the same thing a price buyer wants? Absolutely not. So take a step back. And as you think about your next negotiation, start to figure out what buyer behaviors you're seeing and what tactics you feel have been used on you, and start to categorize your buyer type. And try it on with other people in your organizations. Find the devil's advocate and see if they see it the same way. So remember, 4 simple buyer types, and there's a list of tactics that you can go through to see where they might fit in terms of those 4 buyer types. All right, happy planning and good luck on your negotiation. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.